Hey again.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Amazing. So,
Um,
how are you? Are you well?
yeah, I'm doing well actually. Me and Tessa now, I think you already saw it, but we have now the studio.
Yeah,
It's from our grandpa passed away, and it's amazing studio in the back of his garden, and we're now using it. So that's really nice, or at least I'm like this guest user. So
yeah,
and it's really nice. It's quite inspiring actually because I think I really also needed like this same routine again because I was a little bit how do you say that when the COVID hit the Netherlands. I was, I think, a little bit lost and also a
yeah,
little bit out of my daily life.
yeah.
So, and I really also, I think I really pushed my problems a little bit away at that point.
Mm, mm.
So now I'm back on track again. So that's nice.
That's fantastic. That's so cool to hear because like it's so hard to motivate yourself within this kind of realms of like not having a space is so important and also yeah,
Yeah,
routine. You're so right. Even just like
yeah.
getting up in the morning, making your coffee and that kind of thing. So how has kind of life changed for you and your working process? Have you had to adapt like your the way that you think about your project and the way that you work?
Yeah. Actually, everything because how my whole graduation looked like was the first half year was concepting, so that was quite a big part of my year.
Mm,
And I was actually just on the point that I was like, oh, I'm going in production because I'm making a movie.
yeah.
So I was on the point where I was arranging locations and I was gathering my crew together and
Mm.
looking for how do you say that people who played in my movie. So
Actors
and
and stuff, yeah.
yeah, so that was really weird because when it started, I was like, okay, I can't do anything anymore, and what's responsible to do? Because no one from all the locations reacted
Mm,
on me anymore, and
mm,
the people I wanted in my crew live like in the whole Netherlands, so they
yeah,
couldn't travel anymore, and also. How do you make a movie with 1.5 meter distance between each other? That's
yeah,
just not possible.
yeah, yeah,
So and that's yeah, that really sucked for me because also my teacher said to me like, oh, just put that plan aside. It's not possible to like don't drag on something you can't really do anymore. Just start something else, something totally new. And yeah, that blocked me for a while because I was finally out of that whole phase where I was stuck in my head the whole
yeah,
time. And I
yeah,
was like, okay, now I'm done. I can do something. Just gonna make it, and then I'm gonna graduate. And
yeah,
yeah, that was really weird to go back to your drawing table and to start thinking about new ideas again.
yeah. After
So
you've done so much work in that initial project, yeah,
yeah, and then you're also thinking, okay, fuck this. I just
yeah,
spent a whole half year like doing
yeah,
nothing for my graduation,
yeah,
and yeah, that really sucked actually, and that also took me a while to get like mentally a little bit over that.
mm,
And what for me really helped because yeah, I was for a long time I felt like okay I can't do anything anymore, and I just starting to do like random stuff the whole day,
yeah,
like not even something for Minerva or not even for graduating,
yeah,
and what really helped for me that at one point they decided to open Minerva for a couple of hours and that you could get some stuff
mm,
and
mm,
I could rent a camera. So now I have this camera and this recorder, and now I had like this idea, like, oh, I don't really need a crew because yeah, to graduate at Minerva is more the point that you have a good concept anyway, and yeah, and then I was like, yeah, it probably is not gonna be as polished as I wish it would have been.
yeah,
So I don't really have a cameraman, and I don't have this, and I don't have that.
mm.
But it's yeah, it's maybe still gonna be like the movie, the idea of the movie that I had in my head.
That's
And
super
yeah,
cool. That's really great how you've kind of adapted yourself and your project to the current situation. I suppose they'll be pretty impressed by that as well.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So what is it that you're working on now? So how have you adapted your film? like
Uh,
in terms of
now
like
I
the running of it?
yeah, I had my film was different scenes in different locations, and it is a little bit about showing affection
Mm,
to one another, but in a way that it doesn't really. It's a little bit clumsy, a little bit in a stupid way. You try
mm,
to do something nice, but it doesn't work out the way as you planned.
yeah,
And now I changed it a little bit in a way that it's like how do you it's a Dutch title. It's hoe verdwijn ik, and it's like how do I disappear? So it's also a little bit going to the whole COVID situation because how do we disappear in each other's life at this moment, and what do we leave behind?
that's
And
really great. That is perfect
yeah,
for exactly what's
yeah,
going
and
on.
yeah, exactly, and that also really comes back on the idea I already had, like how what if you try to do something nice and after that disappear, and it has a whole other result as that you have planned. How do you disappear? So I was like, yeah, I just changed it a little bit, and I'm changing the scenes a little bit so I
Mm,
can do it on locations that are already familiar for me and
yeah.
that I don't have to see people a lot, and I'm using more friends than yeah I thought before. At first, I thought like, I'm gonna like maybe look to theater academies, how do you
Yeah.
say that, schools, and ask there to have actress or
Mm.
actors and this and that. I was like making it really big, and now I'm yeah keeping it like a little bit more low profile.
So more down
Yeah.
key. That's perfect. And so you have like your friends like Tessa and Alice are going to help you out and that kind of thing because you've been seeing them. Um, so you can incorporate that meter and a half kind of rule, I guess, into this. Is
Yeah, yeah, I should have to, but I have now. Thank God, I had Syrian at the beginning of the year. I asked Syrian, that's
yeah,
a girl from Minerva, and she's doing live, and she's just amazing.
yeah,
She is such a positive vibe she
yeah,
has, but also like everything is possible if I work with her.
yeah.
And I
I know
already
her. She's
worked.
great. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You probably know her, and she's like I already worked on a movie with her, and
amazing.
some years ago. And I asked her at the beginning of the year, can you please help me? And then it turned out she was in Madagascar at that time
Mm.
when I was planning shooting. And but now she's back. So now she was like, I have all this free time. And she came back, of course, because the whole COVID situation.
Mm, yeah.
And she was like, I can totally help you. So now I have this really small team of me and her working with lights. We really try to keep
Yeah.
some distance, but sometimes it's just really hard. And you're behind the camera together, and you say like, this is really cool. And then you're already with your face between her and the camera, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. So you're trying
So
to remember all the rules as well while trying to work. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah,
But that's
yeah, and
fantastic.
it's just
It's
yeah, and it's yeah. So that's really the important thing. And yeah, for the rest, of course, I would have loved to have someone for my audio because I really suck at that, and I would
yeah.
love to have like a second opinion in camera, and I would love to have someone who did my set and my
Yeah.
like the clothes of people and things like that. But
Mm,
yeah,
mm. But you seem to have really adapted in kind of using the people around you, which is really, really great.
yeah,
And it's amazing that
yeah,
you also had that kind of team set up already. So that's obviously helped quite a bit. But like,
yeah.
what kind of advice would you give to other graduate students of like how they can deal with the situation and kind of adapt to what they need? Do you have any kind of tips for
Yeah,
people?
Now I'm really actually happy that I can give now some advice because
Yeah.
like maybe a week ago I was still also in this like roller coaster of of course we talked before, and I was really literally on that day crying because I
Mm,
didn't know what to do with whole
yeah.
graduation thing.
It's tough, man. Yeah.
So Yeah, so it can go really fast. You can go really, like in 1 or 2 days, you can change your whole situation, and then you just find a way to cope with it.
Mm,
And
mm,
I think for me, what really worked was to get like a place to work, like create your own mini Minerva somewhere,
mm.
if
Yeah.
you can. And also, I think what's really important, have like a rhythm. So get up at a certain time and do things as you already did when Minerva was still open.
Yeah, so
And
creating a
also,
routine is
yeah,
important. Yeah.
yeah. Just don't make it harder for yourself. Try to do what you already did before, and maybe in a different way. But yeah, don't run away from it. That's what I did, and I scooped it like in front of me the whole time, and then yeah, I lost like a big month of
Yeah.
just doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and also I think what yeah, it's not really responsible to say, but I think find a partner in crime, someone you like, one person you can work with really well,
Mm,
or you know well, or a friend or anyone who can help you a little bit and who can motivate you and who's also like struggling or working with it.
mm,
Yeah,
mm, mm. You're so right. That's amazing. Yeah, actually, my next question was like your daily routine. So you've pretty much answered that for me. So just even just getting up at the same time and having your coffee and really kind of settling
yeah,
into that daily thing, having some sort of balance. I feel like is really,
mhm,
really important. Even us here, like No Bleed, we're constantly trying to just keep to a daily thing. And also,
yeah,
yeah, support. Support's so important with your friends and your
yeah.
family and keeping in contact too. That's
Yeah,
super important.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, because I think what I had at the beginning when this whole Corona situation was, it was like more the maybe not even my about my graduation, but more mental state that
Yeah.
at the beginning I thought that everyone was handling it so well. You saw
Mm,
only on Instagram people who were like, "Oh, I'm gonna work out at home now," and
yeah.
"Oh, look at me baking cookies now," and being like really the best person I could be at home. And it makes me really think that I was this unstable person who
Mm,
was really like not dealing with it really well. That I
yeah.
was just so like all over the place, and the only person who was like really yeah really sad about everything and
Mm,
really confused and really had the feeling that we were in war or something.
yeah.
And and then I was like telling that to a friend, and she was like, "Yeah, but I'm completely the same. I'm just so lost, and I'm crying 4 times a day." And
Mm,
at that moment, I felt like, "Fuck, everyone is a little bit lost." And I posted something on Instagram, like a photo that's really not something for me to do, to
mm,
share
mm.
something private on Instagram, because I'm always sharing like more general stuff
Yeah.
that I thought, think it's funny, or but never really private stuff.
Mm,
But I
mm.
thought it was so important for people to know that it's yeah, that everyone feels a little bit lost, and not only making cookies and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
And
also so important to know that it's okay to be lost, like we all are. Like, it's
yeah,
okay to not do
yeah,
something one day and be productive the next, or only do a little bit. Like, we've got to take it at our own pace, you know? As you said, like, mental health is so important within all of this. And having that kind of
yeah.
solidarity in unproductiveness is actually quite helpful, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I got so many responses, and also a lot of course, creative people,
Mm.
because I think creative people are always a little bit more maybe fragile for situations around them, and that
Yeah.
also makes like that they create stuff because
Yeah.
they see things and they make something out of it.
Yeah. We just
But
feel a
also,
lot.
I
Yeah.
think for yeah, I think for situations and vibes, they really feel it. And I heard so many stories of like, oh, I can't do anything anymore, and this and that. And yeah, I think that's really important to know from each other. And if you're now for a half year stuck and you don't know what to do, so be it.
Mm.
Then everyone knows like, oh yeah, that's quite normal because we were in this weird situation. And then you study in half year longer. Fuck that. It's
Yeah.
just a half year.
Mm, mm, yeah, yeah, you're right. But hopefully now, like, you get to finish your project and it comes out in the
Yeah.
way that you, which I know you will. Like, you're a very hard worker, so you'll make it happen. You'll make it work, for sure. I'm very excited
Yeah.
to see what comes out of it as well.
Yeah, yeah, me too, to be honest.
Yeah.
because it's still adjusting every day a bit, I think.
Of
So
course, yeah.
I'm also really curious. Sometimes I wish I could go like and like make a jump in the future and see like, this is the end result, and then I
Yeah.
know like where I have to aim for. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But as I said, it's about the journey as well and like how you've coped with it, which I feel like you've done really well. Like as when we talked last week, I know you were feeling very lost, but hearing you now, it sounds like you're really on track.
yeah. For now, it feels like that. Maybe if you spoke to me like in 4 days, then I would have give you a whole other story.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Maybe we can
yeah,
do another chat and we'll see how you are in a week or so or 2 weeks and kind
yeah.
of
That would
follow that
maybe that
journey.
would be really funny actually, because maybe then I'm totally lost and I'm like, oh yeah, everything I said is shit. And
Yeah, but also it
yeah,
just shows that everybody is lost sometimes. It's such a common thing, but it's really not spoken about.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
mm, mm.
exactly.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna call you next week and we're gonna catch up again, I think. Let's have a weekly catch up session with Sarah.
Yeah, that would be funny. Cool.
Great, great. Well, thanks so much for like giving me a call and
Yeah,
yeah, and also
pleasure. Yeah, I think it's important to know from each other how everyone is doing. So
yeah,
yeah, I
absolutely.
think.
Yeah, yeah. And also people who aren't really, in your circles or like it's good to kind of see how the rest of the world is doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly. Yeah.
amazing. Well, thank
Okay.
you so much.
Yeah, pleasure.
All
See
right.
you later.
Yeah, see you later. Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.